Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the First Family of Las Vegas's Daily Free Winner Show, brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, SportsMemo. Now, before Dan and I give out our free winners for today's card and bring in our very special guest, and we have a great Friday panel for you guys. There's a few exciting things we'd like to tell you about. Before we go any further, we've got to do what we do the start of every show. Hello, Dionne.
Hello.
Happy Friday. Waking up next to Dionne is a wonderful, wonderful thing every day. But Friday is great. You know, we get a couple of days off, but we really don't take a lot of time off. This weekend, we have an event we're going to Saturday. We got asked to go VIP to the fights over at the resorts on Saturday night. I don't know if we're going to make it because at my age, guys, you need a lot of nap time. I'll tell you that. You know, it's funny. When you're a baby, you know, what's funny, you get spanked and you get a lot of naps. You don't really like either one when you're younger until you get older. You start liking naps and being spanked. Anyway, Dionne's laughing because she likes to get spanked. That's a whole different show. Well, let's go into a few things. First of all, guys, this Saturday over at the Orleans Hotel and Casino here in sunny Las Vegas, a good friend of mine. His name is Rick. He owns a memorabilia company called Rick's Sports Memory. He brings in some of the best athletes ever. This Saturday, he is bringing on, without question, there's no debating on this universe or any other alternative universe, that the greatest college basketball team of all time was the 89-90 Running Rebels, the greatest college team of all time. That's it. Hands down. That's it. That's the end of the show. I feel like dropping the mic. But he is bringing on three superstars from that team. He's bringing on Larry Johnson, my opinion, greatest college basketball player of all time. He is bringing on Anderson Hunt, the general of that team, and he's bringing on the muscle of the team, a good dear friend of mine, Mo Scurry. Mo spent so much time at my house in the early 90s. If I was 2 feet taller, I could have tripled my wardrobe because he used to leave clothes here all the time. I used them as blankets and drapes, to be honest with you. Some of the greatest guys in the history of collegiate sports, but the greatest team, in my opinion, of all time, the 89-90 national championship.
We had a wonderful opportunity to have Anderson Hunt on the show a couple weeks ago.
Anderson was on a few weeks ago telling us who he liked to win the entire tournament before it even started. These three guys are going to be at the Orleans this Saturday, March 26th, between 4 and 6 p.m. over by the Sportsbook. You get free pictures with them. You get some free autographed pictures, but Rick will have some other things you can buy, and he's got some great stuff. I get a lot of the stuff you see around my office, and there's $1.5 million worth of sports memorabilia here. You know I'm a fanatic. I get a lot of my stuff from Rick because he brings in some of the best. Come join us. Dan and I will be there.
I believe they also have a ball that all three will be signing.
Yes, a ball. There's a special deal on it, guys, and he doesn't rob you. He knows it's tough times. He gives you special deals. Go over, join us, say hello, but go join three of the greatest guys from the greatest team in the history of college basketball. Dionne, what else do we have to talk about?
Well, with Joey and I running very hot in college hoops, we have a huge discount for everyone over at SportsMemo. The rest of college basketball straight through the final seconds of the title game for just $99. You can get that right now for either me or Joey over at SportsMemo. And our good buddy, Kevin Thomas, is running a special too. A college gold pack 3-pack for today's Sweet 16 games for just $29 over at SportsMemo. So go ahead and grab that right away.
Grab that. Wait, when you say grab that, get off my leg, young lady. That's not this type of show. Now, guys, our good friend Kevin Thomas is a usual Wednesday guest on the First Family Show. Couldn't make it this week. Had to do some family things. Everything's great. He will be back next Wednesday. But he had a special he wanted everybody out there to know about because he's winning too. And guys, I want you to know, you're not going to find a better collection of handicappers anywhere on the planet than at SportsMemo. So go over and they love you guys. Their customer appreciation is unrivaled. There's discounts all the time. Go over there, use it. Without any further ado, because you know I hate ado, we're going to bring on today's stellar panel. He is a pioneer of the sports betting industry. And the other, outside of my wife, is the best host in the history of best-looking host and best host in the history of the sports betting business. We have Ross Benjamin and we have John Ryan. Welcome, gentlemen. Happy Friday.
Hi, guys.
Happy Friday to you guys.
Wow, thanks for the introduction. It's pretty amazing.
Well, John, you know, Ross is with us every Friday, and he's been a friend to me for several decades. I know Ross and I look like we're in our 20s, but he's been a friend to me for over 20 years. He's one of my favorite people in the world and definitely one of my favorite people in this business. And, John, having you on the show, because we talk about you every single day on the show, John. I gave you the moniker, the James Brown of the sports betting industry, because you work your butt off. You're one of the hardest working people I know in this business, and
Yeah, we all do a pretty good job, I think.
You do a great job, and you do a ton of work, a ton of shows, and we talk about you the end of every show. We talk about go over because over the YouTube channel, John Ryan, who's the James Brown of the sports betting industry, does a ton of content, free content with some of the best names from both the Wager Talk and Sports Memo family. So we are honored to have you both on the show. But I know why our guests are coming in and watching the show today. And it's not because all of us guys are good looking. It's because of Dan. Now, it's because of our free winners. We're going to go right into a big free winner. He is a pioneer of the sports betting industry. He's all over the Sports Memo leaderboard. Ross Benjamin, take it away, buddy.
Hey, I love being on the show. Thank you for the kind words. And the second reason I like being on the show is because every time I need an ego boost, Joe, you certainly give it to me, you and your wife. Thank you. Anyway, St. Peter's and Purdue. I'm going to concentrate on the total in this game. St. Peter's has caught a lot of attention, obviously, in the NCAA tournament with their 2 upset wins over Kentucky and Murray State. Murray State really impressive in that game as they actually led that game wire to wire. What people don't realize is this St. Peter's team has been a very good defensive team all year, not just in the NCAA tournament. As a matter of fact, if you go to KenPom, you'll find they are 28th in defensive efficiency. That's points per 100 possessions allowed. And also number 16 in 3-point defense, number 12 in 2-point defense. And even though they lack a lot of size, they're number 13 in the country in block percentage. So that really stuck out to me. And then you look at St. Peter's over their last 8 games, they've allowed just 54.5 points per game. And how about this, guys? 31.7% shooting is what the opposition is combined to do against St. Peter's in St. Peter's last 8 games. That's shutting down, stifling defense. Also, the pace of this game should be conducive to a lower scoring game, even though Purdue gets a lot of accolades for their offense. They don't play at a lightning fast pace either. St. Peter's 53 field goal attempts per game allowed on the season, while Purdue in their first 2 NCAA tournament games, just 47 field goal attempts per game. That's very low by college basketball standards. Also, if you look at pace at KenPom, St. Peter's number 289 in the country out of 357 Division I teams in terms of pace, as their offensive possessions go an average of 18.6 seconds per possession. And Purdue, number 206, in offensive tempo at 17.8 points or seconds per possession, and number 309 in defensive tempo, which slows opponents down. So anyway, I like this game to go under the total. St. Peter's and Purdue to go under 133.5.
Sports fans, he is a pioneer of the sports betting industry. Ross Benjamin says, take the under, St. Peter's, Purdue. And I want to tell you something, guys. Do something once, do something twice right, you're lucky. Do it a season, you're still lucky. If you do it for decades, you are Ross Benjamin, and there's only one Ross Benjamin. He's all over the leaderboards over at Sports Memo. I want him to tell you why you need to go over to Sports Memo right after the show, take advantage of some of those wonderful discounts they're offering, and go follow him tonight and this weekend. Ross?
Yes, sir. You can find me at Sports Memo, like Joe just alluded to. I'll have a 4-unit top play. That's the way we rate them over at Sports Memo. On the tonight's game between Providence and Kansas, I'll also have a 3-unit play in the UCLA North Carolina game. This weekend, I will have a 10-unit top play in one of the Elite 8 games. So keep an eye on that. Major League Baseball coming up, folks. Go to my page at Ross Benjamin at Sports Memo, and you'll see the great streaks that I had last season in Major League Baseball heading into this season. Looking forward to baseball as well, Joe.
There you go. Sports fans, it doesn't matter the sport. It doesn't matter the field. Ross Benjamin's a winner. Now, Ross has to take off. Let's get him to say some parting words. But, guys, he'll be back next week for sure. Ross, any closing words?
Well, thank you again for having me, and love being part of the Sports Memo family. And folks, a lot of great handicappers there. Don't hesitate to go there. If I'm cold, there's a lot. There's many people who are probably hot. That's the way it runs at Sports Memo.
Well, Ross, thank you very much. God bless you. God bless your family. Have a great weekend, sports fans. The honesty and the integrity, but the success over years in this business. There's only one name, Ross Benjamin. Go over to Sports Memo, follow him, take advantage of some of those discounts. They'll pay for itself in no time. Now, guys, our next guest, I'm very excited about. Dionne, are you excited?
I am.
We talk about him every single day on the First Family Show because he is the hardest working guy in sports betting. He does tons of content himself. And we were talking, he and I were talking at like 2 or 3 in the morning saying, I haven't done his show in a while. We're going to do his show, and hopefully Dionne and I can both come on. We love him. It's just that we do our show. He does his show. Sometimes the schedules don't jive. But I want you to know he is always on the Sports Memo leaderboard. He's on a 70% against the spread run in NBA the last 30 days, 21-9. I've got to tell you, outside of my wife, he's the best-looking host in sports betting. Let's bring him on, John Ryan. John, welcome. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you guys. You guys are too kind. I should have been on this show a long time ago.
We love you, John. You know, John and I, sports fans, I got acclimated with the brand here. John was a big part of my popularity over a year ago. He was kind enough to bring me on his very popular show, which grew by leaps and not bounds. By the way, congratulations on that, John. Your numbers are outstanding every single day. You have taken it to another level. That's because of your hard work and because of your success. So we'd like to say thank you. You know, everybody a part of Sports Memo owes you a debt of gratitude. But he is great, and he hit me up this morning. He says, hey, it's Friday. I got to come on. So that's like telling, like, Elvis, hey, can I jam with you? No, you can't jam. Guys, he has a free winner for tonight, and then we might get him to talk a little bit about baseball afterwards. But he's got a free winner for you in the NBA. And like I said, 21-9 the last 30 in the NBA. John, if you could take it away with your free winner, we'd appreciate that.
Well, you're too kind as always. Your shows have been excellent in their own right too, and it's just a privilege and honor to combine both of our hosting abilities on one show like this. And it's a tough act to follow with Ross Benjamin before me too. So I'll try to do my best here. And we're going to look at the NBA, and we're looking at out west. It's the last game on the card tonight. The Philadelphia 76ers are taking on the LA Clippers. They are coming off a win, but not a cover against the Lakers. The Sixers are. The Sixers are currently in third place. If they'd be third seed in the Eastern Conference if the season ended today. But we still have, approximately 10 more games to go before the season ends. What's critical about this, you guys, is that Miami is number 1 seed right now with a 47-26 record. The top 4 teams, Miami, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Boston, are all within 1.5 games of each other. Boston Celtics have been the second best team since game number 41, which marks the midway point of the regular season, and are second only to the Phoenix Suns. So Boston has been playing extraordinarily well. And what's important about this is that nobody wants to play the Nets because of obvious reasons. They get fully healthy. And if they get any type of defensive production out of Ben Simmons, it's a team that I know if I was the Sixers or if I was Milwaukee or Miami or Boston, I don't want to face them in the first round because whoever they play, whether it's Toronto or possibly Charlotte, depending on how things go down the stretch, I think the Nets are just going to win it going away. And then they become the 7th seed and they would go up against the 2 seed. So I don't even know if I want to be the 2 seed if I'm the Sixers. So I don't know whether these teams really want to win or lose. But I think they want to win. And all of them have a chance for that number 1 seed, which would be right now against the winner of the Charlotte-Atlanta play-in tournament game. And specifically in this matchup, I think the Sixers are coming in here pretty skinny at -5. I think it's a cheap price. We're seeing all kinds of good things out of the Sixers now that they made that blockbuster trade with James Harden and got rid of 2 number 1 picks. But you know what? That's their future, but their future is now. The Sixers are in a mode to win now, to win it all now. And I think when you see a game like 2 games ago, the game before the Lakers, they played the Bulls at home. without James Harden, without Joel Embiid. They won the game outright. And I love seeing that with any team because that means the bench players are engaged in the chemistry of the locker room. They all like each other, and they know they can win without their two best players on the team. And I think that's going to be monumental for the Sixers down the stretch and into the playoffs. So I like the Clippers tonight. I'm sorry, the Sixers. Boy, I'm not used to being a guest. I'm used to being the host that you're asking all the questions. This is hard. But with the Sixers here, we have a system here that is pretty good. You may remember the Clippers won the last meeting 102-101 against the Sixers in Philadelphia. Now it's revenge time. So you're going to play against road favorites of 3.5 to 9.5 points, revenging a loss where that opponent scored 100 or more points, and with that road favorite coming off a game in which both teams scored 100 or more points. It's as simple as that. It's at 63% over the last 25 NBA seasons. It's had 80% of those seasons have been profitable. So I'm using that, and I'm taking a good team that's only going to get better with the Sixers, and that's it.
There you go, sports fans. John Ryan says, take the Sixers tonight minus the points, guys. You better listen to him. I'll tell you why. Not only are you getting nuggets of gold with his angles, I mean, he's unrivaled with his strategy and angles that he offers to you on these segments. But he walk it like he talk it. 21-9, his last 30. I'm going to have John come back on and tell you what he's got going on tonight, maybe what he's excited about over the weekend, because he is unrivaled. He's all over the leaderboards at SportsMemo. Let's bring John back on. Then we're going to keep him on for a minute because I got to ask him a question or two. Nothing too crazy, John, just one or two questions.
That's okay. Well, tonight I have a 5%er max bet going into Sweet 16. I'm 11-5-1 in 2022 for 69% with my 5%ers across all sports, mainly the NBA, which is 4-0, by the way, in 5% max bets. So, do yourself a favor. It's discounted. It's one play, but better yet, you can get a 3-day package for only $49, and that covers you for the whole entire weekend. So I highly recommend that. And really, Joe and Dionne, that's about all I have for the weekend. It's this big 5% max bet, but then the whole next 3 days are very important.
There you go. Sports fans, he is unrivaled. And those, like I said, those nuggets of gold, those strategies, those angles, I've never seen anybody, and I've been doing this for eons, break it down like John Ryan does. And he, like I said, he walk it like he talk it. 21-9, his big games, he told you, he's on a Sweet 16, 11-5-1 ATS 2022, 5% max bets. John, real quick, I know you have to go in a few minutes because you have to do other shows. I'm going to keep you on for a couple more minutes. I have one or two things. First of all, you did mention that being on with Dionne and myself is great. And I got to thinking the three of us together is kind of like peanut butter and jelly on bread because that's like the greatest thing ever. And getting the three of us together, it's like getting all the Jacksons together. It just doesn't happen. So we're excited to have you. I know, like you, and I know you got to go in a minute. I know you're a huge, like me, huge baseball fan. It's my favorite time of the year. My favorite sport. I feel it's the sport where when you're disciplined, you could make the most money. It's a long season, but you got to be disciplined. And I know just you love the sport as well. We talked about this last year many times. And for me, I think things, even though it's a daily sport, things calm down a bit. The weather gets warmer. People get nicer. Everybody goes outside. You have a beer in your hand. Some of us have them in our hands at 8 a.m. No, I'm kidding. But you have a beer in your hand. You have a hot dog. You go to the ball game. You mentioned something very quickly before we came on the show about something you'd like to tell everybody in baseball. If you could touch on it for a quick minute, I'd like everybody to get another nugget of gold from John Ryan.
Yeah, and I'll be doing some written content on this topic. It's the Philadelphia Phillies. And whether Bryce Harper was instrumental in having management get the two players in that they got, that outfield is by far one of the best outfields, and I'll go on a limb. I'll say in the last decade. You now have Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper in right, and Castellanos probably playing center field from the Reds. And those three players combined ranked in the top 10 in OPS last year. I couldn't find a team in the last 10 years that had three outfielders that ranked in the top 10 at any point in the season, let alone the end of the season. And I think it's 17-1 to win the National League pennant. I kind of think there's some tremendous value in doing that with the Phillies. Again, you're doing pizza money. You're not going to go crazy on this. If your regular bet size is $100, you really shouldn't even put 100 on it. But at 17-1, putting maybe 40 or $50 on it right now, I think that is an outstanding bet, and hopefully I'm right.
Sports fans, John Ryan knows baseball. He said pizza money. Phillies.
Yeah.
7-1, there's some value in it. And John, when it comes to baseball, to me, to you, the guys that play it every day, the guys that love it, guys that handicap it, it is always about value. But this long-term investment of betting futures, he said, bet a few bucks, it'll pay off. John, I know you have to take off. You're the James Brown of the sports betting industry. We are honored to have you on the show, period. But to have you on a Friday where, people, that's the last thought in everybody's mind of the show the whole week, is that John Ryan said this. We were honored to have you today. We'd love to have you on again, maybe next week or the week after. You could fit Dionne and me on your show. We would love to come on. And then probably you'll bump me after a while because I talk too much and Dionne's much prettier. We want to thank you for joining us today. We absolutely adore you. You do great work over at the SportsMemo YouTube channel. Guys, follow John. He's got a big game tonight. He's on fire in NBA. He gave you a free play on the Sixers today. But follow him. Trust me, and go watch his show. I want you to know, John, to you, we love you. Have a great weekend, and God bless.
You same, you two, and try to behave yourself out in public, all right?
We'll
Absolutely not. That's asking a lot of me, John. But I love you. Thanks for giving the old college try with Joey D. Have a great weekend. God bless and good luck.
You got it. We'll see you guys. Thanks.
Bye, buddy. Bye-bye. Guys, John Ryan is absolutely amazing. We were honored to have him on. I'm always honored to have Ross on, Dionne, because
Ross is my second, husband of SportsMemo.
I got to live with that. Our second husband. I know Ross is watching somewhere out there. By the way, I think Ross gets dressed up now on Fridays because he knows he's going to share a screen with you.
I know.
I know.
And I like him all dressed up and dapper like that.
Okay, that's enough now. That's enough now. I know a good divorce lawyer. Sports fans, we're not done yet. We have a lot more to tell you. Dionne and I have our free plays.
We do.
Dionne, since day one, I talk about it every day because it is true. It's funny because it's true. Every day since day one of the college basketball season, you've been a leaderboard fixture on the SportsMemo leaderboards.
Yes.
College basketball. You won another free game yesterday.
I did. I won another big free
Thank
game
God,
yesterday.
because mine pooped the bed, I'm pretty sure. Mine pooped the bed.
Yeah.
But I went 3-0 in paid games. We'll get into that in a minute. Sports fans, she's been a fixture on the college basketball leaderboard all season long. She's going to tell you what she's got going on tonight, maybe over the weekend. And then she's going to give you her free play. Dionne, take it away.
Well, Thursday, we went a perfect 2-0 in Sweet 16 action, including my 5-unit $2 Tuesday Sweet 16 high roller with the Houston Cougars. My 5-unit plays are now 23-11 overall. And today we go perfect again as I release my 5-unit Sweet 16 best bet and my Sweet 16 moneymaker. Join me here and let's make this Sweet 16 the sweetest 16 ever.
That's the most times in one paragraph she's used the word sweet outside of describing me. I want you to know that.
You're very sweet.
Good. Yeah, I know. Why you married me. Sports fans, she is a fixture on the leaderboards, and she has a free winner for today's card. Dionne, if you will, please.
Yes. Well, as you did say, I did win another free play here on the First Family Show yesterday, and today we continue to win big. I'd like to talk about the Iowa State, Miami, Florida matchup. Jim Larenga is one of the best coaches in college basketball. He really knows how to utilize his players. Miami is chock full of talented playmakers, especially in the backcourt where the quartet of McGusty, Wong, Moore, and Miller are each putting in over 30 minutes per game and accounting for double digits in the postseason. The Hurricanes have looked sharp already, sending USC and Auburn home. Not only that, but they are money, covering 3 in a row and 7 of their last 8. Iowa State is all about defense, and they have played well, but this is a matchup that their defense cannot compensate for the lack of offense. Oh, and if you have read into how they create turnovers, I wouldn't worry here. Miami doesn't make too many mistakes. Jim Larenga took George Mason to the Final Four in 2006, and that experience will give the Hurricanes that extra edge. So go ahead and play Miami here.
The first lady of Las Vegas says, take Miami Hurricanes here. Sports fans, I want you to know I love my wife. I really do. I mean, I'm proud of her every day of the week because she's my wife. Anybody that puts up with me for 20 minutes should be canonized a saint in Rome, in the Vatican, by the Pope. She's been with me going on 22 years. I want you to know, but I'm proud of you because of your accomplishments. You were on the leaderboard the entire season college football. You're on the leaderboard the entire season college basketball. I'm really even more proud of you that you pronounced Laranga, McGusky, Wong, Moore, and Miller correct in the same analysis. Guys, we have an ongoing joke about the way we pronounce things. You know, I'm from New York. She's from Chicago. Even the same words we pronounce differently.
What was the betting odds on that I would get them all right?
It was an out price. I wouldn't take it because I don't want to jinx my own life, but it was an out price. But guys, listen, she gave you another free winner. She's doing great work. She's got some big games tonight and over the weekend.
Yes.
I know as we were doing our homework the last few days, since last night, some of the matchups over the weekend already, she's already looking at.
Yes,
Follow her.
Some of those may be a 5 or 10 unit place, so keep your eye out for those.
There you go. Now, what else are we going to talk about?
Well, I know that you have been on fire in college hoops.
I told you. Oh, the college hoops. I thought you were talking about, in the bedroom. Anyway.
You have been on fire, and I know you have an amazing run going on right now. And I know you have, I believe, 2 big plays up for today and a nice free winner for everyone.
Absolutely. Sports fans. I got married, so I don't have to toot my own horn. Toot. But I'm going to toot it anyway. I swept the board yesterday, going 3-0 in Sweet 16 play. I'm now 9-1 my last 10 college tournament releases. 12-1 if you're counting my multi-game packages. I count the packages because they count as a winner if you win. They count as a loser if you lose. So if you win, it's a winner. 12-1 if you count those multi-game packages. Today, I continue to decimate the books in tournament action. I have a 10-unit Sweet 16 Iowa State, Miami, Florida winner. I am 7-3 my last 10 with 10 and 5-unit college basketball plays. I also have my 4-unit Sweet 16 Providence, Kansas winner. Follow a proven tournament winner and a big game hunter and win big today. My 10-unit is up for just $10. I made it easy for everybody. My 4-unit is up for $7 right now, only at SportsMemo. Now, I do have a free play, and I really do like this game, guys. Sports fans, you know the old saying, better late than never? Well, North Carolina and UCLA were slated to meet last December here in sunny Las Vegas, but the game was canceled due to COVID, the COVID situation. To say these two teams are accustomed to playing this deep into the tournament is an understatement. Guys, they are tournament bracket royalty. Both teams were stellar in conference play during the regular season, and both have played well in the tournament. Now, the Tar Heels, they got a little more ink, and I'm going to tell you why. After sending the Golden Eagles home packing, they ousted the Bears in the last round. That was a big win. The Bruins had a little easier time getting to this point. They beat their opponents pretty easily. They defeated the Zips and the Gales without breaking a sweat. Both squads are very good offensively, and on paper, UCLA is a little stronger defensively. My friends, college basketball isn't played on paper. It's played on the hardwood. North Carolina is peaking at the right time, guys. They've won 8 of their last 9 straight up, covering 7 of those 9 outings. They're one of the best in the country on the offensive boards. This allows them to get a ton of second chance shots. There's a mismatch here between their rebounders offensively and UCLA's defensive boardsmen for sure. Another major mismatch that certainly benefits the Tar Heels, guys. They are extremely accurate from downtown. They hit over 37% from beyond the arc. This is a place where the Bruins have had trouble defending all season long. By the way, UCLA, you know I went to UCLA.
You did?
Not the one in California, the one in New York, University of the corner of Lexington Avenue. By the way, UCLA 2-5 ATS the last 7 versus teams with a winning percentage above .600, while UNC 5-1 ATS the last 6 versus teams with a winning percentage over .600. Take the points here with the Tar Heel folks. It is a winner. I like it. Dionne.
Yes.
It's about that time again.
It is. It's closing time.
It's closing time. It's a long show today, but we had 2 guests, and we're very excited about everything today. Dionne, can you tell us what's going on, please?
Yeah. So as Joey and I are red hot in tournament plays, we have that huge discount for everyone over at SportsMemo. The rest of college basketball straight through the final seconds of the title game for just $99 available right now at SportsMemo for either one of us. And our buddy Kevin Thomas is running a special also, a college gold 3-pack for today's Sweet 16 games for just $29. So go over to SportsMemo and grab that right away. You don't want to miss out.
Guys, one more quickie before I do a couple of special announcements. Baseball's right around the corner. Go over to SportsMemo. Guys, right now, any capper at SportsMemo, just $6.99 the entire baseball season. I'm a multi-time baseball handicapping champ. I have as many world championships in baseball as the Yankees do. No, I don't, but almost. How about that? Go over to SportsMemo. If you don't choose Dionne or myself, this is just a great deal. Whether you play $50 a game, $500 a game, or $5,000 a game, it will pay for itself in no time. A couple other things I'd like to bring up, if it's possible. Our good friend Rick from Sports Memory is bringing in 3 of the greatest from the greatest college basketball team of all time, the 1990 national champion UNLV running Rebels Larry Johnson, Anderson Hunt, and Moses Scarish will all be at the Orleans Hotel and Casino by the Sportsbook this Saturday, March 26th from 4 to 6 p.m. You get a free picture. You get some free autographs. Mm-hmm. He's got some other specials. I mean, listen to me. I think you get a basketball signed by all 3 of them with a free autograph as well. I think you get the basketball for like $85 or something.
It was somewhere around there.
That's amazing. That's amazing, guys. But he's going to have a ton of his memorabilia on display. And trust me, guys, I get a lot of my stuff from him. He's one of the best there is. Before I run down the plays, I'd like to tell you to please go over to Sports Memo YouTube channel, subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. Guys, there's tons of great content every single day by us. We're going to be doing a baseball show. You saw him on today's show. He is the hardest working man in sports betting. He is the James Brown of sports betting, John Ryan. He does a ton of great content every single day with some of the biggest names from Wager Talk and Sports Memo. Also, go to the Sports Memo Twitter page. Follow it. The best collection of cappers on the planet is at Sports Memo. They all post free stuff, free games, free angles, free trends, streaks, futures, stories, all over there. Let's talk about your and my Twitter, please. Dionne?
Yes. So you can follow me. I am the First Lady of Vegas, and you are?
I am at Joe D'Amico Wins. Now, real quick, that handsome son of a pioneer of the sports betting industry, Ross Benjamin says, take St. Peter's, Purdue under 133.5. That great co-host, he's my favorite host, period. Single host. She's my favorite co-host. My favorite single host since Merv Griffin, John Ryan, says take the Philadelphia 76ers tonight, -5. Dionne, what did you have?
I am going with Miami, Florida, -3. And you are?
I'm taking North Carolina +2. Guys, it is about that time. Dionne, take us out of here, please.
It is. So tune in every day next week as we have a ton of special guests and a ton of free winners. On behalf of Ross Benjamin, John Ryan, and us, this is the First Family of Vegas.
Everybody out there, God bless. Have a great weekend. Good luck, and have a winning day.